The enigma of Al-Idreesy's map. For 3 consecutive centuries, one map stood as the world's only known representation. But what, or rather who, turned everything upside down? Quite literally, the man who inverted the world's perspective was Al-Idreesy. He must have known something we remain unaware of today. Perhaps hidden within the map he drew or truths we now chase in the realm of fantasy. What truly puzzles me is this. Have you heard the legend of Gog and Magog? Al-Idreesy's imagination ventured far beyond the boundaries of this legend. The secrets of Al-Idreesy's map are vast and mysterious. My dear followers, tonight we find ourselves in a cave of mysteries, full of enigmas and diverse discoveries. We will embark on a journey across the entire world, alongside the travelers who undertook quests at the request of a scholarly and geographical genius, the finest mapmaker of his time. Al-Idreesy's map is not just a geographical document, but a profoundly dialectical one. It turned the world upside down from how we understand it today. Remarkably, this map was once considered the original, definitive view of the world. It depicted places and peoples whose origins remain unknown today, and other locations that we have relegated to the realm of fantasy. To dive deeper into this mystery, I need your full attention. Take a deep breath, buckle up, and let's embark on a journey with Al-Idreesy as we explore the creation of his famous and enigmatic map. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that this channel and these episodes need your support. If you enjoy what I present and wish for me to continue, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. Now, let's get started. Al-Idreesy's map is something many of us have heard about in one way or another. It was the first complete and accurate map of the world, outlining continents and countries. This masterpiece was crafted by one of the most prominent geographers of both ancient and modern times. Known as the father of geography, Al-Idreesy was a symbol of scientific excellence and a reference point for geographical knowledge. His full name was Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Idris, and he was born in 1100 AD in the city of Ceuta, Morocco. He was titled the Sharif due to his noble lineage. Many Arab historians attribute this title to the fact that his ancestry traces back to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Thus, he was known as Sharif al-Idreesy. While little is known about Al-Idreesy's personal life, we do know that he received a religious education in Ceuta. His insatiable curiosity led him to travel extensively, from the Hijaz to Egypt, then to the coasts of France and England, Constantinople, and beyond. His journeys across continents were driven by his thirst for knowledge, and they culminated in the creation of his world-changing map. Al-Idreesy continued his journeys through Asia Minor, always carrying 2 essential tools with him: his pens and papers. His purpose was clear. He meticulously recorded everything he observed and learned during his travels, charting the routes he followed, mapping out the seas and oceans he crossed, and documenting the landscapes around him. Eventually, Al-Idreesy decided to travel to Sicily, where King Roger II, a monarch known for his love of knowledge, particularly geography, reigned. Word of Al-Idreesy's arrival quickly reached King Roger, who immediately requested an audience with him. Al-Idreesy accepted the invitation. During their meeting, the geographer answered many of the king's questions, the most remarkable being his explanation of the Earth's position in space. To illustrate his point, Al-Idreesy used the analogy of an egg. He compared the Earth to the yolk, while the white represented the sky and galaxies surrounding the planet. Impressed by Al-Idreesy's vast knowledge, King Roger II decided to fund a monumental project, a complete map of the world. Though sources differ on when the project officially began, some suggest 1138 AD, others 1145 AD, all agree that the work was completed in 1154 AD. The completion of this ambitious project resulted in not only the first detailed map of the world, but also 2 other significant achievements. The first was the creation of a globe, a silver sphere that represented the Earth, with detailed engravings of lakes, rivers, mountains, and all other geographic features. This globe was based on Al-Idreesy's belief, as described in his book, Nujat al-Mustaq, The Pleasure of Him Who Longs to Cross the Horizons. In it, he affirmed that the Earth is round, much like the globe itself, and that water clings to it in a natural state of stillness. He likened the Earth and its surrounding water to the yolk of an egg encased within the sky. Unfortunately, this precious globe was lost during the turmoil in Sicily following the death of King Roger II, when power struggles and chaos overtook the kingdom. However, Al-Idreesy's second achievement survived. His book, Nujat al-Mustaq, also known in the West as the Book of Roger. This book is one of the most comprehensive works of geography and travel ever written, and serves as a key to interpreting Al-Idreesy's world map. It has been translated into numerous languages, and copies of it are still preserved in libraries around the world. Now we turn to Al-Idreesy's most prominent and controversial achievement, his world map. This map is a central topic of debate and curiosity, and many accounts exist regarding how it was created. 1. Geographical expertise. One account suggests that in addition to his own geographical expertise, Al-Idreesy sent sailors and geographers around the world to gather the necessary information. 2. Personal journeys. A second account tells us that Al-Idreesy himself embarked on journeys across the globe, spending 15 years collecting the data needed to complete the map. 3. Collaborative effort. A third account claims that Al-Idreesy worked with 12 experts in navigation, mathematics, and cartography to create the map. Additionally, he relied on countless interviews and consultations with travelers and scholars to ensure the accuracy of his work. Al-Idreesy gathered invaluable information from sailors who had traversed both known and unknown regions of the world. These sailors provided him with detailed descriptions of various places, including the famous account of a land of perpetual winter, where snow falls continuously and the sun never shines. A description believed today to refer to Iceland or Greenland. All sources agree that Al-Idreesy's map was highly accurate for its time. This was due to his use of longitude and latitude lines, his division of lands into 5 climatic zones, and his detailed identification of major rivers and their sources, pathways, and mouths into seas and oceans. However, the most distinctive feature of Al-Idreesy's map was its inverted orientation. North was south, and south was north, according to what we know today. The reason for this remains unclear. The strangest part is that Al-Idreesy's inverted map remained in use for 3 centuries after his death in 1166. Its precision, craftsmanship, and mystery fascinated explorers, sailors, and geographers alike. His book, Nujat al-Mustaq, The Key to Understanding the Map, became a reference for many of them. One of the most intriguing aspects of Al-Idreesy's map is its depiction of Africa. On this map, Africa was shown to be at least twice its current size and was placed at the center of the world, completely different from its portrayal on modern maps. But the changes didn't stop with Africa's size and placement. Eventually, the map was literally turned upside down, with Al-Idreesy's north becoming the modern-day south and vice versa. One of the first to modify Al-Idreesy's map was the French astronomer and mathematician Finet. He rejected Al-Idreesy's inverted orientation and turned the map right side up. In 1511, Finet redrew the map in the shape of a heart as part of a collection of 18 maps. In these, Asia was placed at the bottom, America at the top, and Europe at the heart of the world. It's worth noting that America first appeared on maps in its current name and shape in 1507 on a map drawn by the German cartographer Martin Waldseemüller. Waldseemüller was the first to use the name America. Changes to maps continued over the centuries, with further updates following the reorientation of Al-Idreesy's work. This evolution culminated in 1904, when the United States, through its geographers, created a world map based on the emerging concept of political geography, introduced by British geographer Halford Mackinder. This map reflected the dominance of the United States in Europe, while the size of Africa was significantly reduced, aligning with the political power dynamics of the time. On modern maps, Africa appears significantly smaller than it was on Al-Idreesy's map, while Europe now occupies the center of the world, with all distances and dimensions measured accordingly. Many critics and proponents of conspiracy theories believe that Al-Idreesy's map is the correct one and argue that modern maps are distorted by political realities and Western dominance. Another noteworthy point in the discussion of maps is the cultural difference in how societies perceive their surroundings. For instance, indigenous cultures and tribes, such as the Maori of New Zealand, often draw maps that prioritize personal experience and local relationships with the land. This differs fundamentally from the scientific, mathematical precision and objectivity of Western cartography. Even today, some indigenous communities refuse to use Western maps altogether. Maps are political documents, and every cartographer draws from their unique worldview, filled with biases. Al-Idreesy's map embodies a powerful, countercultural narrative that challenges modern perceptions of the world. In conclusion, Al-Idreesy's map transcends mere geography. It symbolizes the potential for human curiosity and exploration. It inspires us to question the limitations of our own perspectives and encourages us to consider the vastness of the world beyond the confines of our experiences. As we wrap up, I invite you to ponder this thought. What might our maps look like if we viewed the world through different lenses, as Al-Idreesy once did?